How you doing? you doing?
All right.
Good. Good work, good work, good work. Man. You got courage. Be courageous, overcomer. You a victor, you're not a victim. Listen, it's a difference between victimhood and vulnerability. It's a difference. Vulnerability is you grabbing it by the horns. It's you taking ownership or being open. Taking ownership of your own feelings, emotions. Not pointing blame like victimhood. Yeah, it's a difference. Victimhood is powerless. They like to avoid, you know. Be of good courage, overcomer. You got this, you know. So know the difference between vulnerability and victimhood. Don't believe them lies. Saying men don't cry. Don't believe that lie. That's why you got tear ducts. And God will count all your tears. Not a single drop is unaccounted for. Vulnerability. Yeah, it's a difference. To be open, you know? To exchange fairly. Not to use it against them. Like victimhood, you know? Don't cast your pearls among swine, overcomer. Some people just pray over your misery. Victimhood. But it's a difference. It's a difference between vulnerability and victimhood. If you catch yourself in that situation, learn to know when to leave. You hear me? Love yourself. Love yourself. You see, a victim, right? Take no accountability. You probably been raised in this type of environment. You know, the worst thing is when your caretaker is also your abuser. They don't want to be vulnerable. They want to be violent. You know? And it's a difference between violent and vigilant. Victimhood and vulnerability. It's a difference. Know the difference. Be of courage. Yeah, say how you feel. Feelings may not be facts, but they are real. Yeah, they are real. And if you're in an environment that will not allow or even have the decency to listen to your feelings, leave. This is how you overcome. This is what overcoming looks like. It looks like her. It looks like us. Yeah. It looks like him. And it looks like them. Overcoming looks like you. It's a difference. Know the difference. Some people don't know how to overcome this. Some people think this is normal. You may be, listen, we all from the hood. You know, it's short for neighborhood. But victimhood. That's not a place people are from. That's a place where people hide. Victimhood. Trust me, we all know. In fact, I was guilty of it. Yeah, I used to point blank. Yeah, I knew it when I see it. I used to point blank. They the reason I'm they did that is why I'm doing this. See, I come from if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. Victimhood. But I heard something. And this is how I overcame victimhood. I heard something. He said, vengeance is mine and I will repay. Vengeance is mine and I will repay. Yeah, I heard that. And by hearing the word, I overcame. I ain't making this. I ain't making none of this up. Anybody that knows me will tell you. I'm the last person you put your hands on. You hear me? But see, vulnerability isn't like turning the other cheek. It's remembering that promise that he will repay. Yeah. This is how you overcome victimhood, or being surrounded or an environment with a bunch of people that play victim. You know, they want to, you know, one minute y'all, you know, y'all rocking, and then the next they want to give you the silent treatment, victimhood. But remember, it's powerless. You know, it's powerless. They hoping shame appears and weigh on you, and then you go rescue them. Nah, victimhood. It's a difference. See, if they was vulnerable, they'd be like, hey, you know, what you did made me feel like this. Not just be passive aggressive. You know, giving you the silent treatment. Trying to control the narrative. Victimhood. be aware of this. Be vulnerable. Call it out. Hey, if I done something that may have offended you, I apologize. Vulnerability. That ain't what victims do. Victims don't apologize. No, that ain't what victims do. Victims don't have empathy. They want sympathy, but they lack empathy. They more focus on intent and not impact. Victimhood. It's a difference. You see, we take ownership overcomers. How the hell you think we overcomers? By being courageous. By being willing, you know? Connection. Not dysfunction. Victimhood. It's a difference. Love. will cast out that fear. See, a victim wants you to tiptoe around them. You know, a bunch of eggshells. But listen, stomp on all of them, overcomers. Yeah. Yeah. I give you the permission and the authority to be bold and trample over snakes and scorpions. Stomp on all of them until your feet on dry ground. You hear me? Victimhood and vulnerability. It's a difference. They don't want to take responsibility. And they hope they smeared your name so bad that the outsiders will come rescue them before they come rescue you. But you don't need rescue. You don't need a lifeline. You got the source. Vengeance is mine and I will repay. The source. I don't need inflated. You know, I don't need a floaty. Listen to me. I don't need to, float on water. I'm gonna walk on water. I'm gonna stomp on his eggshells or her eggshells. Speaking of Victor, shout out my cousin Victoria.
Like them socks, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that, my G. Shout out to my cousin Victoria. God, you were so good to her. You were so good to us. I hope my cousin right after this, because she just experienced something that most of us, won't experience. Her name is Victoria, and when she come out of that hospital, her name will be Victorious. But back to victimhood and vulnerability. Shout out to my cousin Victoria. She breathing on her own. Man, listen. Anyway. She had to be vulnerable to get help. You see, victims don't want help. They want hurt. Hurt people. We know this. It's a difference. Vulnerability is the reason it helps you respond or heal, not hurt. And heal people can heal people. Victimhood versus vulnerability. It's a difference. You find yourself in this environment or in this relationship. Use the exit strategies. What are the exit strategies? First John chapter 4. That's an exit strategy. Where it speaks about love, overcomer. It speaks about love and how a victim want to put fear in you. And fear is not love, because love casts out fear. Don't be afraid, be affirmed. First John chapter 4 is how you overcome victimhood. Love. I ain't making this. I know y'all been in this situation. I know y'all know this person. Y'all might be sitting next to that person. Y'all might be on y'all way to meet that person. The victim. Nah. Nah. Do some pruning this season. Do some pruning. That ain't love, Overcomer. They keep using the past hardships against you. Listen, man. Listen. Victimhood and vulnerability, it's a difference. And it's hard to recognize when, see, I told you, I used to be in that. I used to be in that hood. And now the victims don't recognize me. They want to remind you of your old self. May send you a text. You're like, man. But that's something you learn when you be vulnerable. When you start to make these high vibrational levels, improvements. When you start making high vibrational improvements, it judges them. That's why they keep reminding you of your old self. You remember when we used to, man, my friend, man, my girl used to. That is not a compliment. That is not memory lane, Overcomer. That is memory pain. Hey, listen. Say, excuse me. That is not my business. That convo, that thing is not my business. I'm about my Father's business. I'm about my Father's business. Vulnerability. The healer. The constant companion. You hear me? Not a victim. You hear me? Pride. That's the devil's work. It's a difference. Victimhood and vulnerability. Get out that situation. Get out that situation. Yeah, I'm here to tell you, you got permission to leave. Man, but they said, lies. Lies. Perfect love casts out those lies. 1 John chapter 4, read it. Hey, I don't know it all by heart, but read it. It'll help you overcome. I ain't making this up. Yeah, cast out that fear. Be vulnerable. Take charge. Who we got in the chat? I've just been, Travis Ford was good. Absolutely, man. Peace makes the devil bored. It does. Peace makes the devil bored. What we got? Absolutely, man. I'm swamp stomping with my Tim's on. That's what I do. Hey, look. I used to show up to the basketball court with Chuck Taylors on my feet, Tim's in my hand. I would take my Chucks off, put on my Tim's. I ain't number 5'10", no. I ain't number 5. You don't gotta believe me. Hey, but you can fact check anything to come out of my mouth. Yeah. Oh, man. Where am I? I'm in Ohio. I'm in Ohio, man. I'm in the Midwest. Yep, that's where I'm at. I'm from the OH-10. Yep. Where y'all from? Where you from? Yeah. Be vulnerable. Yeah, y'all get to know one another, This Overcomer TV. This is what overcoming looks like. You hear me? It's in the cracks, it's in the thick of things. It's in the nitty-gritty. It's me. Yeah. Overcoming means I am strong. I am brave. I can do this. Yeah. Take charge, overcomer. Be vulnerable with yourself. Yeah, empty the bottle. You are not the fault of another person's bad behavior. No. When they want to place blame, you tell them. That ain't my business. Now I can say this. Hey, this is another way how you overcome victimhood. You can always, you validate a person's feelings. You validate, hey, if I did anything, or oh, you know, that makes sense. That makes sense that may have hurt you. And my words and my actions matters how they impact. I apologize. Vulnerability. It take courage to do this, because people will avoid and play victim and start blaming and talk and smear your name behind your back. This is what they do. That's what they do. You would think only kids act like this, but no, kids know how to forgive a lot quicker than adults. Somewhere we just stop. You know, back then, you know, hey, y'all come together, you say sorry, you say sorry. And then you hear one kid say, I didn't do nothing, but they both end up saying sorry. Vulnerability. And adults rather be right than righteous. Now they alone. You hear me? Victimhood. How you doing, my G?
Yes, sir.
Be childlike. Not childish, but be childlike. I'm 42 years old, but my body moved like when I was 22, maybe better. It's because I still move. Plus I got an 8-year-old daughter that keep me, vulnerability. I ain't making none of this up. But it's the difference between victimhood and vulnerability. Take ownership of your emotions. Regulate your emotions. Don't let them get the best of you, and let the grave or jail get the rest of you. I'm going to repeat that. Regulate your emotions. Don't let them get the best of you, or let jail or the grave get the rest of you. I ain't making this up, overcomers. You can save somebody or save your life. In fact, when a plane falls, the first thing they tell you is to put on your mask. So if you catch yourself in that environment around a bunch of victims or in that hood victimhood, man, save yourself. Put your mask on. You hear me? Yeah, save yourself. Don't feel guilty neither because when you overcome. Nah, don't feel guilty. They had a choice. To be or not to be is the question. Yeah, they choose. And you choose wisely. It's a difference between victimhood and vulnerability. You see, you may have offered them a safe space, and in return you got pepper spray or mace, a bunch of lies sprayed in your face. But give yourself grace. What they did was clever. However, that will never happen again. Overcomers, I love you. I am not above you. I am not beneath you, but I am always by your side. High five. Like, subscribe, and share this live. Peace. Be vulnerable. Be vulnerable.